Would you like some healthy air fryer recipes you could make in 20 minutes or less? Then keep on watching. My name is Cathy and I empower air fryer owners to use their air fryer for so much more than frozen french fries and frozen chicken nuggets. If you have lost inspiration for your air fryer, if you need to eat healthier, then this video is for you. Now, several of these recipes you can find in my new air fryer recipes for 2 cookbook. And I just want to make sure you know, at the very back of this cookbook, I have something called a recipe finder. And on this one, I have a whole page of recipes you can make in 20 minutes or less from start to finish. There are healthy and as well as some not so healthy recipes right here in the cookbook. I've got a link for this and a little coupon code down in the description box below. But first, let's dive right into these super easy recipes. Today we're making some paprika chicken with a side of frozen french fries, but this is an all-in-one meal that you can make up in just minutes. In addition to chicken, you're gonna want some mayonnaise, lemon, minced garlic, of course, paprika, rosemary, crushed red pepper, but if you don't like spicy, just omit this, and some salt and pepper. We're gonna start out making the marinade for the chicken, which is also going to be the sauce. So I've got a half cup of mayonnaise. Then I've got my washed lemon here. I'm gonna just get some zest from it, and you want about a tablespoon. Just gonna swipe that right in my mayonnaise. Then you'll need 3 cloves of minced garlic or 1 tablespoon. Then you'll want 1 teaspoon of fresh chopped rosemary. And I actually thought I had some, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm just gonna do a half teaspoon of the dried parsley. And then just stir that all up so it's nice and combined. Now I'm gonna get my shallow plate here and I put about half this mixture right here on the plate, just in the center. That's gonna be about a 1/4 cup. This will become my marinade. This is my sauce. Now, right in here, I'm gonna add in a tablespoon of paprika. If you have smoked paprika, that's gonna be amazing too. This is my 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon right here. I wasn't supposed to add the rosemary to that mixture yet, so I'm gonna just add a little bit more rosemary into this 1/4 cup of mixture, just to kind of even it out. So oops. Now you can add up to a half teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I'm not too much of a hothead, so I'm gonna just add a little bit in there because we are also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. So I'm gonna get a little bit of heat from that as well. And now I'm just gonna spoon this around, mix this up. It's gonna be all over the plate, which is fine because I'm gonna dip my chicken right into it. And I'm just gonna blend it till I have this nice, it's pretty much like a paste. It looks like a paprika paste. So now we're ready for the chicken. And when it comes to chicken, here's what you can do. If you're cooking for 2 people or maybe you want leftovers, most chicken breasts are pretty thick and so you can just butterfly them. But if you have some super thin chicken breasts, of course you won't butterfly them. But really, 1 chicken breast, I really feel like will feed 2 people. So I'm gonna just butterfly this real quick. And I am certain there are fancier, more chef-like ways to do this, but I just got my steak knife and I'm literally just cutting this in half right through this chicken breast. Go YouTube search it if you're not confident in the way I'm doing this, but there we go. Basically, I now have 2 fairly even sized chicken breasts. Now we're just gonna salt the chicken. No real measurement here, just give it a little salt enhancement. I'm just gonna put my chicken right here in my little paste. And I'm super happy that I'm wearing my gloves because I'm essentially just gonna play with this chicken and the paste and just get it all coated. And if you think this looks disgusting, don't you worry, it's gonna taste amazing. Now, to keep things easy, I'm using my parchment paper and I'm gonna drop my chicken in here. Now I'm just gonna cook 1 up for right now. And then I'm gonna throw some frozen french fries here on the side. Now you could be healthier and do potatoes or some vegetables. We'll just close the air fryer up and cook this at 380. I'm gonna start for 10 minutes just to make sure I don't overcook my chicken. And while that's cooking, I'm gonna finish up the sauce here. I just need a tablespoon of lemon juice, which usually will come from about half of a lemon. Drop it in, mix that up, and this will be my dipping sauce for my chicken and my french fries. And drop that in my cute little dish here for serving. And to be extra cute, I'm gonna just sprinkle a little paprika on top to add some color. And now let's take a peek. Ooh, looking super good. And looks like we are super close. I'm just gonna give it a little flip. And since I'm using my parchment paper, I'm okay to just grab a fork. And I'll just move my fries around a smidge. We'll go back to 380 and I'm just gonna give it about 2 more minutes. And how about that? It's looking fantastic. Let's see what the taste testers say.
That was good. That was actually good. Good stuff. The sauce is some goodness.
100% 5. What do you give it?
5 for sure. I love chicken.
This recipe is going to make 12 egg bites, which I can totally fit in one air fryer basket. We need a total of 8 eggs, 1 cup of cottage cheese, a half cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, a 1/4 teaspoon of fine salt, a pinch of black pepper, and then I'm going to just blend all of that up together nicely. The benefit of the immersion blender is that it's going to like grind up all those little chunks. So if you have picky eaters, you don't want them to know that you're putting a lot more protein into their egg bites, use a blender or immersion blender just to make that batter nice and smooth. If you don't care, then just whisk it up. You decide. And then go ahead and pour it right into your greased silicone cups. And because I know I always get this question, I'm gonna test it out today just using paper muffin liners as well. I got this one right here. So we got 3 cups of batter, 12 liners. That means we're gonna do a 1/4 cup in each little muffin liner. Now we're gonna pop that in the air fryer. We're aiming for an internal temperature of 145 degrees. Oh, oops, look what I forgot. Chives, green onions, whatever you want. Throw it in. I forgot to, but my kids are probably more likely to eat it without seeing green things anyway. And just like that, we got some delicious egg bites, and they are plenty cooked. Looks like the one in the paper just didn't rise quite as big as everybody else did. So I probably could have had these done in like 10 minutes, actually. Another added benefit I'm seeing with these silicone liners is that these are just slipping right out, whereas the paper, you know, even though I greased it, it's really stuck on there. So another win for the silicone muffin liners. These are gonna be so good.
Ooh.
Lots of protein in them.
Wow.
You like it?
Very soft. I don't really like egg bites, but this is good. Wow. 5 out of 5. That is good.
I have been using Cosori air fryers since 2020. And in my opinion, the Cosori Turbo Blaze is the best starter air fryer. And you're always gonna find it on sale around Mother's Day, Prime Day, Black Friday, and a few places in between. Depending on when you're watching this, you can click on this link or the link in the description to see if it's on sale. And I'm talking about Cosori today because not only are they today's video sponsor, they have been the brand I've used the absolute longest. I started using Cosori air fryers way back in 2020, shortly after I started this YouTube channel. And that's why I'm so grateful that they wanted to partner with me so I could make sure you knew what a great company they are. The Cosori Turbo Blaze just has a super simple interface. It's nice and large, easy to read, easy to use. There's no extra fluff. It's just a basic, solid air frying machine. It's a 6-quart air fryer, which I recommend. Even if you're only cooking for one person, you should absolutely go with the 6-quart size. So thank you, Cosori. Now let's check out this recipe. Some days when life is just super crazy, we resort to pre-made food. It's just handy to buy some packaged food that can sit in the fridge for those nights that you need it. It's pre-cooked, already prepared. It just needs to be reheated. And we know popping in the air fryer is way better than the microwave and a whole lot faster than the oven. And you're gonna find that a lot of these things, more and more, are including air fryer in heating instructions. And this one even says chef recommended. Here's the problem though you might run across. This says 425 for 5 to 8 minutes. And these meatballs also have air fryer instructions, but it says 325 for 6 minutes. So the strategy is to find that happy medium. So I'm gonna put this up to 400 and then we'll do 6 minutes. Start it up, and whatever you don't eat, you can always find a use by date. So I'm just gonna seal up the rest and save it in my fridge for another night. And there you go, 6 minutes, dinner done. If you wanna roast your carrots a little bit longer, you just pull those meatballs out. And then you could totally crank that heat up to the suggested temperature and give it just a couple more minutes. Wow, those meatballs cool. Yep, this is our easy night. We're even using paper plates. This one even has a honey mustard glaze you can throw on top to make it extra fancy. This next one's on page 113. It's honey garlic shrimp. So you just need a pound of medium or large shrimp. You want these deveined, peeled, and they could either be fresh or frozen, but you do want to make sure they are thawed out. And then you're gonna make a little marinade. You just need a 1/3 cup of honey, a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, a tablespoon of minced garlic, and a teaspoon of minced fresh ginger. Go ahead and mix up all of those ingredients, and then you're gonna set half of the glaze to the side. You're gonna use that to glaze the shrimp later. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put my shrimp in with the rest of the marinade and just let that sit for just a couple of minutes. It doesn't take long. You don't have have to, and nor do you want to marinate shrimp for a very long time. Again, this time I am gonna preheat the air fryer for about 5 minutes, just because the shrimp cooks up so quickly. I'm gonna then cook up the shrimp at 370 degrees for about 6 minutes, and just stir it around when it's about halfway through cooking, and there it is. It's done. And then that extra sauce, you can just pour it right over the glazed shrimp once you have it plated, and it is so delicious. We're gonna make a bacon avocado tomato grilled cheese sandwich. First, this is kind of a bonus recipe. We're just gonna make up the bacon. I'm just gonna drop my bacon right here in my air fryer basket, and don't worry if it's all long, it's just gonna obviously shrink up as it cooks. We will pop it right here in the air fryer, and I'm just gonna go to my cheat sheet here, which you can snag at pineapple.co, and bacon, I usually do 380 for 8 minutes. While that's cooking, I'm just gonna grab my ingredients. Now, I'm gonna use some whole wheat bread for myself, but if I'm being honest, like really the nice, soft, thick, fluffy, like, well, it's not super thick, nice, soft white bread, like not cardboard white bread, but soft white bread will make it really nice. And then I got some fresh tomatoes, avocado, just using the cheese I got on hand, and some ranch dressing to level it up. To be a little bit healthier, I'm gonna use avocado oil instead of butter. Ooh, and that bacon's done. It smells good. Check that out. All the grease just falls right down there. I'm just gonna use my silicone tongs to lift this out and let it kind of drain on a paper towel here for a moment. And I'm gonna let that cool down for just a minute, and then we'll clean it out. Now I'm gonna put just some of this ranch dressing inside my bread. It's just gonna give it like a little punch of flavor. And now we just gonna layer up these sandwiches. Give me all the cheese, right? Oh my goodness. Give me all of the tomatoes. Tell me, what would you put on your sandwich if you were making it right now? And thanks to viewer Sandy, who told me about this super snazzy avocado cutting tool. I actually love it, and I use it all of the time because I have avocado toast quite often for breakfast. But look at how easy this is. There. Just cuts that avocado. It's just sliced perfectly right here on my sando. Yummy. Now we just need bacon. Oh, it's cooled down. It's just nice. Now, of course, if you like your bacon even crispier, go for it. But for me, this is like perfect. And that's what makes the air fryer so cool, is you can easily just adapt, cook things longer if you want them more cooked or not. Yummy. This is gonna be so good. Ah, now about that grease. Do you have a container that you store bacon grease in? I know I'm gonna get some haters. I'm just gonna pour it in my super full trash can here on some napkins that I have down there. And I'm just gonna quickly wipe that out with paper towel. I'm not gonna worry about deep cleaning it right now, just because it's not gonna hurt if there's some bacon grease right in here. Just get the majority of it out. And now I'm just gonna put that sando right here in the air fryer. Remember, I sprayed both sides already. Close it up. I'm gonna bring that temperature down a little bit because I want that cheese to melt inside. So I'm gonna do 350 for about 8 minutes, but I do wanna flip it. So if your air fryer does not remind you to shake, then do 4 minutes. And at the halfway point, we resist eating it because we want to carefully flip it over. Oh, that looks so good. Pop it back in, 350, 4 more minutes. And voila, look at that delicious sandwich. I've got more kasori recipes for you right here. Click right here to see the current discount that I have for you. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna like this one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.